the two reasons why I believe most people struggle is number one is drift, and number two is overwhelm. Are the two reasons why I think most people don't achieve. And I'm going to be covering this more in years to come in some content, but I think nobody intentionally goes off the rail. It just kind of, you drift a little bit, 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 and then you get over here and you go, how did I get here? How did I end up over here? When did that happen? And it's because it's these little decisions along the way. And then what happens is it's this overwhelm. And our society is more overwhelming than ever before. I mean, what we have access to, I got to tell you, I've become real disciplined in what I do with, when I have this phone now, it's a terrible thing to call it even a phone. I think that was great last night when he was talking about the Razr, and by the way, I saw it. But, and by the way, that was my favorite phone I ever had. But this is not a phone, and that's not what it's used for, okay? And we work it with our own guys. You can get into the Instagram and the Snap and Chat, and hours can go by. The dynamic is our lives today are busier. We have more coming at us now than ever before, and the thought of doing more overwhelms people, okay? I'm really into doing an awful lot less, and then what you do really well. Really get after it. What I'm ultimately talking about is what I call U squared. U squared. U squared. It's a neat concept, and I'm going to recommend a couple of books because I'm going to introduce many of my audience, I believe, still have the ability to read. And it's one of the great things to help you develop thinking is to read, okay? And 140 characters is not that, because you need time to process and physically go through it. I actually believe, now I use Kindle and those kinds of things, but I'm going to tell you this, the fact, is that when I pick up a physical book, I get more out of it than when I read it on a screen. I do. And I'm old-fashioned, I might be Jay Leno 10 years from now explaining what a pencil is or whatever, but I know this, I've tried it. I've tried it. Because I take a book and I digest it so that I can then see what can apply not first to my own life and then how can I apply it to yours. And so I'm always looking at that. And I've just seen it. I've done it with the same book. So there's a book, the first book I want to recommend to you today is a very short book. You could get through this in 2 visits to the bathroom, I would suggest. Depending on your fiber intake, might be 3. But this is a book called U Squared. How many of you have ever read the book U Squared? Neat book, Price Pritchett, and he was the first guy to really introduce the science of this concept of quantum physics and bring it into quantum in the area of personal growth and development. And it's fantastic. And he's got some great stuff in there, and it's a simple read. And there's some goofy stuff in there. Read it all. And eat the meat and throw away the bones.